What's up, everyone? So, I was actually going to make a motivational video on these 4 phases that I'm about to talk to you about, but it was so much information that I couldn't get it done in less than 6 minutes. So, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a face to face chat with you because this is a very powerful lesson to have, specifically on getting to your success. And one thing that always drives me a little bit nuts is when people think the law of attraction is just thinking about something and letting it just come to you. And I think it goes a lot deeper than that. And I feel that they kind of wash over the other pieces to it and they say just understand your why or know what your why is. And that's important, but just knowing your why will not get you to where you want to go. That's just my personal belief. And you let me know what you think after this video. So, as we go through these phases, the first phase is thinking about it and really, really getting crystal clear on what it is that you want. As I said, the law of attraction has its place. Having the thoughts crystallized in your mind, what it smells like, tastes like, touches, feels like, everything. So the more you can think about it as if you're already there, the easier the process is going to be. And so the next phase, after you've really crystallized that thought in your head and put it into place, is the learning phase. And so the learning phase, as I've gone through my process, through being an MMA fighter, fighting in the UFC, fighting in Bellator, married for 13 years, having a kid, losing weight, and all my other little journeys have come through. There's been a learning process in it because I'm talking about being great, right? My life isn't about being average. And I know anyone who's watching this, they don't want their life to be average either. And so they have to really take that learning phase serious. So, for instance, when I got married, before I got married, I was reading up on books. I was seeing why certain relationships worked, why certain relationships did not work. I wanted to learn as much as I could so I could come in as prepared as possible. And I think what gets people in trouble is they go into a situation and then when they were supposed to be prepared before that thing happens, then they get prepared and they get prepared after the fact. Why not speed your process up? Learn the things you have to learn ahead of the curve. Like when I was a UFC fighter, I wasn't going in thinking I'm the baddest dude on the planet, I can beat anybody up. No, I was going in learning and taking my time, not taking unnecessary licks. Because the learning phase, as tedious as it can be, because it's going to be a little bit tedious, it's way more tedious on the back end if you don't take that learning seriously. And so when you don't implement correctly, when you don't follow the strategies, when you don't do the things that you need to do, it's like I would read a book and then try and follow the strategy of a book. Read a book and then try and implement. Read, implement, read, implement. Instead of like all implementation and all action or all just read with no action. Both can be detrimental. So you have to find the balance that works for you. And that's where the learning occurs. The learning occurs from the action, but the learning also occurs from the learning and understanding it. And not even understanding it from just books. You know, there's resources. You can get coaches, consultants, you can get other people who have dealt with similar situations to you. So be an open book. Ask as many questions as possible and learn as much as you can for whatever it is you're going into. Whatever it is you're looking to take seriously, go all in on it. Why not? You're taking it serious anyway. So take it as serious as you can instead of taking it half serious. Because when you take things half serious, you're going to get half-assed results every single time. I've never seen anyone do something halfway and get a great result from it. It just doesn't work. And so the third phase is that expert phase. And the expert phase is when you've taken all those little bit-sized pieces and you've learned as much as you could and you've really implemented it. and you become an expert in some area of your life. And when you become an expert in that area of your life, you're on it. You understand the base of it. You understand it at a very integral level. And it's really cool place to be. And so now you're like, wow, all of that learning paid off. All of that implementation paid off. I am an expert now. And so there's even a level past that. As I said, this is a 4-phase thing. This isn't 3 phases. And this is where I feel people mess up a lot. Is the 4th phase is that mastery phase. Now the mastery phase means you do it your way. You figure it out your step. Because there's greatness in you. Now, with that being said, what gets people in trouble is they want to go straight to that mastery phase. Like, yeah, I am special. I can do it all on my own. You got to go through the other phases. You got to go through the process. And that's kind of been my issue with the law of attraction, because it says you don't need a process. It just says just believe it and it's going to come true. And it's like, well, where are the steps that you're supposed to follow? Like, no, it doesn't just happen that way. That would be like me going like, oh, I'm this amazing fighter. I can feel it. I understand it. And it's there. Like, that doesn't happen. But if you go through the phases correctly, if you go through the thinking about it, the learning about it, and I mean learning intensely and implementing it, the becoming an expert, then the mastery phase is where you go from expert to mastery. You don't go from thinking to mastery. And I think that's what gets people in trouble sometimes. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. And that's what it's about. Is I know there's a master in every single one of you. I know there's going to be unique gifts that every one of us have. That's special and it's empowering. But in order to bring those out, go through the step-by-steps. All right? You all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later.